closed, of course, some of these people had to find time to go and make something busier. Get something to make them busy as they're home. Some people chose to do business, and sometimes some people chose to go to work. Some people chose to do other things. But now we want to discuss and see like the possibilities, because now we know schools are opening up, I think, in January, and then also we have already universities already opened. So we want to discuss and know like this thing of balancing work and school, like is it possible? So we want to talk and see if work and school can really be conjoined and they can be done together. So I'd like my guests to introduce themselves. I know some of them you've already seen them, but then it's not bad for them to introduce themselves. So let them introduce themselves, and then we shall dive right into the topic. So I'll start with my neighbor here.
Ladies first.
Hey, ladies first, Karen. Okay, now let me start with the last side.
Good. Hi guys, my name's Melissa Musige, Melissa, Lisa, Mills, different names people call me.
Gonna,
and I'm the host of the East Platform show. And by the way, big ups to my mom for this lovely outfit. My mama.
Yeah, she really styled this so well.
So well. I styled myself. Yeah, but big ups to my mom for, this lovely outfit. And also to everyone watching the show. Big up to you all and everybody that loves me.
Oh, Christine Tina. I'm Christine Tina, the co-host last week and this week. Yeah, I'm the co-host, and I design myself. I'm a good designer, right?
Seems like you're going to talk about our designers are. Hey.
Hey. Hi, guys. Who brought this designer thing in? Hi, my name is Percy McLeod. I am a co-host today on the youth platform, and you keep seeing me on your screens. Thank you for watching with us. We are going to give you the tips on how to work and school. Do school and work. Guys, thank you for watching us.
Thank you. I'm also called Wisdi. Vandeta Wisdi. Languages nkozesa nyingi nnyo. Oluusi nkozesako Olusoga, Oluganda, naye Oluzungu olwo lugenda kitono. Ndi mwana wa Idinde eyo, so Olusoga olwo lunumira bulungi ino nga ntandise okuba nga ndogera lwene. Aye nga tubabuuza ku mwena mwe bali kubanga mubona Case TV muli bakabino abebusoga mwena batumire kwaba Ivukula, Iringo, Ivukula, Bumana, Bujiri, Mayuge, Namayingo. Ayo idiyo muna bale kubako.
So abebusoga babuzizaako nafe abebuganda mbabuuzaako mbalamusiza mwasize mutya era tubaliniza ku show yaffe eno you platform show, and so ate nabo babuuza
So, Goda Fort nilienda kwa mchaho, masiba muta, ninyo wa boli, epako yao niwa. By the way, Fort ya kujaguzari ni empango ya Toro, one of those two events going on in Fort Porter. So, echoto hampango, sorry. Echoto hampango, so I'm the proud, fabulous Mitoro. I love you all. Represented.
The only region missing out today is the northern region. Does anybody know the language from there?
I want to send my highs to the Arua people. Mongolia, Mamukeva. Thank you for watching us. Okay, I can only greet.
One French.
But I think in whatever, in those languages, Baba Mamuka. I think they say Mingoni, and then somebody has to say Mamuke.
Mamukeva.
And then in French, je m'appelle Melissa. Then in Chinese.
Chinese will bite your tongues.
So, by the way, you guys, we cannot leave this platform without Bavandimwe being represented. muze muturebe kuri Case TV uyu munsi tubazaniye ibyo kuvugaho byinshi Imana ibahe umugisha.
So as you very well know, KSTV is an international and a national TV
yeah.
station. So at least today's point of and you meet the ready before we begin this kind of thing. I'm already feeling the vibe. So we have seen people, we have sent greetings to people in the east, the west, the north, and international people.
By the way, we have to send greetings to the Dubai people that are watching us live on KSTV. So we say, Dubai, come watch us in English.
Well, okay. So we send our greetings. Thank you so much for joining us and watching us. So let's now dive right into today's topic, working and schooling. Have you guys ever made an opportunity whereby you're both working and then studying at the same time?
Yeah, for me, aye kati nganzo musoga nabona obuzibu bungi ino mu bintu by'okusoma ebyo nga tikola munayala dankuba olumanyi luno oluyimba lwa Levikson nti kamera ali mugezi nnyo mu embeera kakati this lockdown thing eraze abantu nti olina okubeera ng'osoma then ng'okola kiyambako cause yalaze atukubanga ebiseera ebyo nga tuli mu bitabo tusoma n'osoma mu fekene n'osoma pasaidi policy kinjikitiri n'osoma bantu migration Canadian playlist byonna n'obiteeka wali eri naye nga mu butuufu tomanyi kyogenda kulya lunch tolidde egundi ku makya tolidde akawungeezi ogenda kuddayo waka mami tafumbye emmere okitegeera ate nga ne mu Canadian playlist togenda kutuuka byokitegeera twasoma zangwe ndaba even up to now I'm asking myself who is zangwe ndaba
maybe when you travel to the land where Zwangandeba was and then you appreciate more about Zwangandeba when you are there. I think that's why we learned this.
Unless the owner of KSTV will pay the tickets.
Even our fans can sponsor us and we go to those Zwangendaba area.
naye ng'ekisinga obukulu kyendaba lockdown netuyigiriza ebintu bingi lockdown netuyigiriza ebintu bingi nnyo so kye tulina okukola oba ngiyita generation egenda okuddako eyaffe eno eyaffe eriwo eno abaana bano balina okubeera nga at least kiyambako oko n'obeera ng'eno bw'osoma ng'eno bw'okola kikuyambako nga gwe omuntu nti kituuka ekiseera nga economy teri bakiyita batya price fluctuation imbalance inflation economy nga terina balance nga bulungi nnyo nga n'omuzadde atunuulidde gwe like kati nga ku campus ngeye kitegeera kati ffe tubeerawo nga ffe abantu naye nga abazadde batunuulidde ffe nagamba wisd sirina kino kyokka ng'okyasoma okitegeera
kale kati komao tujja kujja twogera about the advantages and the pros and the cons later but twagala tulabe experiences like for example now Christine, for you, have you ever been in a situation whereby you're both working and studying at the same time? How was it? Maybe you can tell us through it and what maybe you did through when you were doing both work and school.
Honestly speaking, I've never gone through such, but I don't discourage anyone. Well, that's the better thing to do. Oyinza okubanga gogamba me I don't work while studying, you know. Naye nga tomanyi omuntu agenda hustlinga nga bw'asoma. The future tells it all. Okitegeera wejagamba nze I don't do this, but the future will like disclose you. So kati nze era ngamba buli omu n'abakyasoma sikyasoma n'abakyasoma bambi mba encouraging you can study nga ate bw'okola okusobola okukola future yo n'okusobola okubeera ng'osobola facilitate nga tolininze ku bantu nnyo. Yeah, so sigendangako mu mbeera bwetyo naye singa nakisobola nandikikoze kuba the future tells it all.
What I can also add on to what she's saying, you know, for youth out there, at times it depends on the parent. Omuzadde ali atya wali olinga ye bannange n'omusemberera oyinza n'okufuna olulimi. Yes, it depends on the parent. The parent has to encourage the kid. You know, when there is help of an adult, you always get like that, you get motivated. But then the more the parent discourages, you need that. But me, what I think, like how Christian had said, it's good to work as you're going to school, as you're schooling. Yeah, it's good to work because it gives you a business mind. Because when you grow up, you don't even need to hustle. You already know the things, like you've already gone through the system. And then by the time people were judging you, oh, you're working at such a young age, what. It doesn't matter. You don't have to listen to people's words. Me, I actually agree with it. I don't know if you guys agree with it.
I like what Marisa said. Having a parent that is supportive, but still, even without a parent that is supportive, you will have to work. Otherwise, this parent will not be around until you're 30, when you go out to work, you will need experience, you know the thing where
and that's the same parent that will ask, like when you're 30, they'll ask you, not when you're 30, like when you're 30.
So, honestly, me from experience, I worked through school.
Tell us about your
Not with the support of my parents. My dad was girls don't go out until they are married. But I was the kind who wants to work no matter what, because I needed my own money, you know. So when I finished Form 6, I had to go and look for work against my father's will. He had to give me his kind of business to do, but then I saw I wasn't growing at what I wanted to do. And remember, I come from up country, and I needed to work close to campus. So immediately after Form 6, I came to Kampala, looked for a job. He was like, he didn't even know when I left, because I needed to work, and he was like, girls, stay at home, go to school, come back at home. I went and worked. I did different jobs. The company, those who know me that I worked with, you know what we did. But I had to work. I suffered through second year. I almost, but I had to buckle up and be able to balance the boat and be able to graduate in the right time. I worked through school.
Now, as a person who worked through school, tell us how you were able to balance, because balancing work and school, as I said, like maybe you had a challenge like in second year. How did you overcome that challenge when you had like work pressures and then also school pressures?
So first of all, you have to know what's really important, prioritize. It is very important to know that you're there to study. It's time for school. So work is good, but it's a side thing. You cannot prioritize work over... oyina okumanya ekisinga ku kinnaakyo. So mu ssaawa eyo ng'oli mwana wa ssomero obeera oyina kusoma kino okigattawo bugasi. Kaakati ekirala na wano ng'okyachuuzinga, for those of you who are A6 vacants or about to go to school, you have to decide well which course you're taking and which time you're going to study. I thought it was very hard for day scholars.
And also,
day students.
Sorry to put you on pause, freezing. It's also, even when they are deciding the courses they want to do, they don't have to do what their friends are doing. No, most people do what because their friends are doing. Everybody go.
So when you're choosing the time you're going to study, there is day, evening, weekend students. You know those things, guys. So if you choose day, I don't know. I was an evening student and it helped me, and I chose it way back because I knew I had to work and
you knew that you were going to have to work.
Yes.
What is your morning hours?
So I chose evening. I would work from morning to 3, and by the way, my lectures started at 3, but I would be leaving lectures at 3.
Leaving work at 3.
Leaving work at 3. So that affected me so much. So that's why I said I had a gap there, and in third year I had to quit for the last semester so I don't get surprises.
Surprise the last semester.
I was like, this is the last semester, I cannot risk anything. But usually what I would do, I'd rush on boda. Thanks boda bodas. I would rush on boda bodas. I used to work in Mengo and go to school in Chambogo. You can imagine. I would be there sweating while I enter the lecture. And you know the boda bodas at Chambogo stop down there. And you have to walk again. So by the time I go, I would miss the first lecture. But I had friends. I would make friends that helped me to catch up on what I had missed.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Did you get any retake?
No, but this is what happened. I almost did. That is where I said second year. One time this lecturer asked for us to do, gave a surprise test. And I was not around.
Oh, Baba. Oh, Baba.
I came in later, fidgeted, please sir, please. He was like, you have to learn what to prioritize, like I said. Chosi, echikulu. Olina okumanya echikulu. So, yaganira ddala nenkola coursework ne test ne end of semester exam nga newaddeyo nga nteekwa okuyita. It was my worst performed paper in university with a 53, but 53 is when you have passed grades, you don't have to retain.
People don't know that in university.
So he even insisted that even with the 53, since I missed one paper, which is the test, you had to do test, coursework, and end of semester exam. So you needed 3 to pass. This man made me run around for the whole. But shout at you, Mr. Onyango, for finally allowing me to not retain.
Yeah, God's daughter, so God had to come for you and intervene the situation and then enable you. Because
but also maybe what I could add on is, some people, I think you also have to be born a multi-talented person.
Yes, multitasking is really important.
And also you have to have that big word in bold letters, focus.
Focus.
If you're not focused, trust me, you start diverting from, you can't concentrate on school, you can't concentrate on work, you need to be, I think the major thing is being a
tasking person,
they normally say that you can only serve 2 masters at a go, but you have to try and know that you can serve more than 2 masters at a go, and multitasking is a very necessary skill that we have in our lives. Actually, I think all of us have CVs. When you have a CV, I think when they're looking through your CV and they see multitasking, they'll be like, hey, this person is really good, because at least you can handle 2 tasks at a go, because managing school and work, it's really, really, really good. So
it's like saying, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an accountant, you want to be an engineer. How would you handle those things? But there are some things you can you can be multi-talented in, like, let's say TV presenting, at the same time you're an engineer, at the same time you're a teacher. You can be a doctor.
Boogera ku environment ya mu kibuga.
Tubuulireko ku environment eri endala.
Eriyo environment y'ekyalo ng'otambula kilomita 15 okutuuka ku ssomero. Kati bw'oba osazeewo nti ogenda kusoma nga bw'okola, kati nganze kale kanyambala ekyo kyennyini ekifaananyi. Kati nganze Wizard Kavuma natambulanga olugendo luwanvu okutuuka ku ssomero. Kati nga bw'oba osazeewo n'ogamba nti kandizotinge kale kankolekoleko nga bwensoma okusoma kuba kuganye.
Wizard kankusala ekirimu.
Mu kyalo.
Ekirungi ogambye wakulira mu kyalo. Twogere eby'omukyalo.
Yennya.
Bazaddewo whereas baakuwa that favor mb'ovawala. Nze nasoma n'abaana mu kyalo nga be basinga okuva ewala. Naye ng'akugamba twakedde ku lubimbi at 5. Okulimya ne bazadde bo nagwo kati imagine singa oba mulenzi asazeewo okukola n'ofuna omudaala gwo ogwa capati n'okeera okuba engano yeeyo n'ozisiika n'ozikubawo wali n'odduka n'ogenda ku ssomero
otuuka essaawa mmeka ate jjukira n'abasomesa abasomesa bennyini abo abatusomesanga mu kyalo, abasomesa b'omukyalo baali bakubanga emiggo okubuulira bakuba n'ab'omukibuga ab'omu kibuga agamba you've come late, okay sorry what has happened, yes omwaka excuse katono naye mu kyalo
naye no, this is what I was telling you, for sure abaana b'omu kyalo bakola ate be basooka ku ssomero gw'owookumpi n'ojjayo
bakola naye ate abali successful ennyo be bana basazeewo ne bagamba tetujja genda kusoma katukole bw'oba ng'oli mu kyalo.
I would rather they multitask.
Mu kyalo kiba kizibu naye wano mu kibuga omwana obwedda ayogera wano nga mpulira bodaboda kati mbadde njagala tusigire ekifaananyi ekya secondary eri ne primary kuba tuligibuuka
I would say nakola still era gye najja gatse ezikola
mbanyi kati ye muvuddeko.
My mother was had a restaurant. Who do you think woke up early to help her with the work? Tell me. Nali manyi nno n'okuvaawo nga ntunze chai nagwa.
Yes.
We all have the same hours.
Yeah.
It depends on how you use your time.
I think those people are just, they never put it in their head that it's multi.
That it's possible. If you say it's possible, it will be possible.
Okay, kitegeeza kiva ku ndowooza.
Kiva ku ndowooza kati gwe wakulira. Bakikuteeka naye nze nkugambye twalina nga nze that restaurant ekirungi nali kumpi. So I cannot say you're part of okubeera wala. Naye twalina abaana still nga bava wala. Nava ewaabwe n'amatooke agasuubudde. Omanya amatooke? Akagaali kajjirako ku ssomero oweewala. Kajjirako ku ssomero.
Oli kwogera ku kyalo kimu sooka ombuulire.
Ekyalo kyange kyawano Mubende.
Oli wa Mubende?
Kati gwe mwagaana kukola.
Tuli bampintu.
We didn't say that.
Kyekituufu baliyo ayembeera enigiriza ino mu kyalo nze
nekubadde embeera enyigiriza tulina okumanya nti nno at least tulina olwo kituta hustle. Tulina okuhustle kati nga bano abavubuka ab'omulembe guno we need to hustle our way throughout. Like sometimes there are some people who are fortunate enough that their parents or maybe their relatives have laid a foundation for them that yagenda tula kutuziwali next gundi wawa yasewo some people have not had the chance of having that and then they have to hustle their way out. So if you're in the situation, why do you have to sit back and relax? No gamba anti. I'm in a hard situation, school is far, work is far.
Maybe can I add on to your point? You know, most kids and youths out there, they think because the parent mugaga, this is most kids, they're like, oh my God, my parent is rich, or maybe she's a sinner, anything like that. That's how it will flow. But they forget. Your parents, when they got that money,
they had to work.
They had to work. They hustled. And if you don't also get involved in what your parents do, then I'm very sure at the end of the day, then train at your opinion. Because most kids are like, but that's not how it is. I told you, woman, you wear a mouth. It's an automatic. And then somebody coming from a rural environment. I won't say poor, but rural environment. Osangoringa yamanyi hustle, but you work hard because achimani java
survive.
Na yo kuba muzadde omugaga minister avuga benzi na ya bossa.
It is okay. I would love to relax as well.
Na yo manyi sente. Mumanyi sente eyengeri gyekuwa like
omanya amaanyi geekuwa.
Actually yes, many are talking about the advantages of this working hours
and disadvantages.
Let's first talk about the advantages first, the pros. Like what are some of the advantages? Babi don't chi ebili mukola, I think akola chi bosoma.
Number one, experience. By the time I got out, nga bannange gye batandikira nze ngenda ku level ndala. So ekyo kyali number one kubanga nakola for 2 years. 3 years of campus. Naye mu eyo field gye nali graduating nzeemu nagikolamu 2 years.
Good.
So by the time I went out, people were like, but she's a young girl. But how can she be in this position? Experience. So that was a very big advantage on my case. I knew how to go around the industry I was in. I knew how to do things, not like a fresh student. Most of my friends would call me, go chikozotia. Nembagamba munaye mwampitanga sirekwini nga nzija kyali kirungi nnyo. Then being at campus banange you girls, Marissa, Tina, Mama, you know our temptations at campus. You like the night things, we change. You want a new shoe every week. There is a new style that has come up. You can't afford that unless you're a minister's daughter. Otherwise, like me, all my parents did was give me tuition. So where would I get the new designs that are coming up?
You didn't have enough dress. Those dresses you have.
I had enough. When I would come, they would say, she has a sugar daddy. But it was all money because I was working. The little I could get there. Banyaganga, by the way. Some employers, banange. Naye banyaganga, naye akavanga era still nganda bikamu. So that is another advantage. Oba toyagaya, gobo inamu, chips tezikusaliza.
Tubonabona nnyo
KFC tezikusaaliza sijja ozeetwalako neri muli ku Valentine osobola
if you start working at a young age, the money is so sweet, and also it actually teaches you to spend well. You know, when somebody has just gotten money, like your first salary for the very first time,
and you want to buy, you have the money to buy everything you see. Let's see iPhone 13. But
one thing it teaches you, when you start getting salary at a young age, it teaches you to save and spend well, spend your money well, and make accountability. How did you spend your money? Where did you put it? Was it necessary to put it in there, or to buy this and this? Did you really need it? And also, most people, actually, when they get salary, and you know, back home, you're not okay, please help your parents always, because that's a big blessing. That is a big blessing. It's because even actually people about salary and all that, the way you actually prosper very well, and you know the Lord will keep on adding and adding on to you is tithing.
Hey, I was going to tell you, talk about salary. Don't forget tithe. So that is very important.
You know, people get salary, they just think of near minute, just no minute, but it's always good to tithe, because you know you get the Lord takes you levels.
Actually, I was once watching Men of Purpose with our Pastor Solomon Mwasige, and he told us about, like, as Christians, we have 3 envelopes, or dividing our money in 3 categories: money for saving, money for spending, and money for giving. So, of course, the money for giving, that's when you have money like for offertory and tithing. Tithing is really important. Please give in your what? Your tithe. That's also spending. Baby, spend on yourself. That's something who really makes money.
Somebody is asking, what is tithing?
Tithing. I think the Bible verse for tithing is Malachi, is it
3.
I'm not so sure of the
chapter
Bible
3, so we look for it.
Let that be their task.
How to accept task, by the way. So homework we're giving
Bible scrap.
Bible scrap for next week. We're giving you Bible scrap for next week, actually, in advance, about tithe. It's 1/10 of your what? Of your salary.
Your salary.
So if, for example, if you make 100,000, that is what?
You are saying those who make. Let me cut you short. Tithing also comes for people who are in school and you get pocket money.
About this issue of tithe and all that, we have like our pastors come and talk to us about it as the youth, because these are very important things that should have in our life. Tithe is really important. Then also like giving, offertory and all that. Maybe
and also seed, laying a foundation.
Exactly. I'm going to talk about seed also.
Help those in need.
Yeah,
that is a good seed.
Helping those in need. The different ways in which you can give in your seed. So money-wise, as a youth platform, you should be watching, because you see, the youth out there, I think you're getting a few things from this conversation.
This is a very interesting topic.
So yes, Christine, yes.
I read a book called The Millionaire Mind. Tuli mu bintu bya finances, you understand? Tuli topic yo soma ate okola. Katate n'okuba ne poor mind, as in you think poor, you become poorer.
Yes.
And when you think rich, you become rich. You start thinking
rich
like
dad
rich.
You read that book.
Actually calling rich yourself, you'll be like, I'm rich. The Bible
says, create by
speak.
And the mouth is really a bad.
This tongue,
There's also a book called, I think, what's in the title, but just about the power of positive thinking. So, of course, if you think about this thing of like, you will stay in one.
These are
But you
talking
talk
about
about,
money. You should come for the men of purpose.
By the way, for the men, tell them about the men of purpose.
You should come for the men of purpose seminar, which is on 4th December. Yeah, I think I'm right, 4th December. Wait, yeah.
We shall have
it is.
financial literacy, and then we shall be talking about different issues as men. So now, advantages. Do you have any advantage for us, Christine, that of working while studying?
Yes. I think yes. Kubanga, nze ng'akyazzeyo ku kye natandikiddeko nti oyinza okuba ogamba kati for example tuba mu masomero, let me take an example of high school not university. Kuba university it's normal you must work nga bw'osoma.
Really?
Kati mu high school, yes.
Not
as
for everyone.
You have your people, the people you don't understand. Naye bw'oba for example in high school, awo tulabire abaana bagamba like baba azimba kuyisaamu amaaso. Oluusi omisinga ne gundi classes ezimu oba ojja leeti ne batandika okukubamu ebitulo kitegeera oyo like akola ye yesasulira fees ebyo byonna it's nothing. I said the future tells it all. Fena tukolerera what I'm doing now, I want a result of tomorrow. You see?
By the way,
like njagala ndabe enkya yange bw'enaaba. If I start working from high school, mba njagala enkya yange ebeere colorful.
Tina has brought up something. So, you know there is stigma for working students in high school. It's not like in university. I remember we used to say, oh yeah, alabika munaku taina bazali. I remember we had someone working ngatunda maulide. He would wake up and drop newspapers at companies. Then would be like, oh, you alabika taina bazadde bamuwerera namonya. He was making money. He was friends with big people.
For those who are sending us, who are watching us and would like to contribute to this conversation, please don't send us voice notes, and we shall not be able to play the voice notes. Then also don't call us. Just WhatsApp us on that number down on your screen.
Send in your message.
422-585. Send in your message or your thoughts, and I shall be reading them out. So the people who are sending us voice notes, unfortunately, won't be able to play them, but just send us a message. So moving on to my neighbor here. First, tell us about now the disadvantages of like working while studying.
Disadvantages. Nze mbabuulira amazima gali bwe gati. Okubonaabona kwange kwonna mu bulamu kwali kubeera nga nsoma nga sikola. Kati abaana bali
kati kyogamba bwe batakola ye disadvantage yokka.
I think singa right it's also was intended singa there's a possibility for you to work while studying, or a way for you to earn an extra income. But then like I think now like the disadvantage, what disadvantage like is there like for if you're working, for example, at least for her, she realized that maybe like at some point she was prioritizing more of work than school, and then she ended up like almost getting a retake.
So that is one of the disadvantages you might face.
Another thing also like disadvantages as to why it's good to work, but then you see like sometimes like these young people or us young people like sometimes may enter the workforce early while we are not really prepared for it, and then the workforce like treats us so badly, and then we end up having like a small negative attitude towards work. That's when you'll be like, now I'm working, I'm suffering and all this. So now they try to find something that is an easier way for them to go to. You find their way into maybe like things like betting or maybe things like theft, because they saw that when they were working, it was really a hard situation for them, and maybe they're not really getting the amount of money that they wanted to do, and then
they want to go in the easier
way. Balancing. Bwe buzibu obusinga obungi obusinga okubeeraawo.
Anti the working world tegenda kukkiriza olowooze nga student.
Kukimayo.
Ayagala balancing yes, but the working world baagala delivering. School wants you to deliver you.
Kati oyinza okuwunzikira ng'osuddewo ttawero.
as long as like she said,
because also it can also
some
like
people
affect,
drop out.
Yes, can affect. I think we're having a conversation about opening of schools some time back, and then we're advising that students who are going back to school not to, of course, but like not throw away that degree, because I know some people who like first year we were there, second year they're like but then right now agamba kali singa degree na kola chi na jimairiza. So that means like don't drop, because school is really important. Like right now people might look at what is the schools, they can in college centers, but then you want to go to work and make your money, you become a millionaire, and then you want to become an MP. But
you've reminded me. Whereas we love to work, the disadvantage, many people drop out. Yes. That's true.
They drop
For me,
out.
I started out with so many working students, and few of us completed. I have a brother who decided, I've gotten the money. Why am I remember second year we are two kayagamba banayo pass.
Christine, any disadvantage that you see with working and while studying at the same time?
I think apart from distraction, because I'm very sure there is some kind of distraction there.
True.
You have to cope up with the things this side and then the other side.
You have work, you have school, even personal time, you don't really have.
And the bad thing comes when you're just employed. You have to meet the employees' needs, you understand? And then you have to meet the school's needs, because you're under the school rules and regulations.
And the work rules and regulations.
But you have to balance, how to find out. So it even creates that fatigue and like you don't have enough time for yourself. And all that, which is like really important for yourself. Melissa, Lisa.
Yeah, so maybe the last words out.
Hey, disadvantage. Then we shall close all coming back like
is that you know, people they lack concentration. Like concentration is a big thing. They lack concentration because once somebody gets money, I don't know why money is something. It eats up somebody's mind. It's like gold. It's like gold. When somebody gets money, man, big up to when somebody gets money, they feel like I'm rich. It's just that it takes away somebody's focus and concentration, and it really, you know, most people are like, we don't need that degree and you know all that, but that degree really matters because you don't know how this world runs. The next thing you know, degree. You never know.
Degree?
Yeah, so it really, somebody lacks concentration. I think that's the major thing.
So in 30 seconds, the rest of the people, we're going to talk about closing remarks and then also in case you have greetings to anyone, you send them and yeah. So starting with Christine.
Okay. The disadvantages I see. I think the disadvantages, the remarks I can leave. So I think if you have the opportunity to work, go straight forward. Go straight forward and work. Find a job. If you're in school, it doesn't matter whether you're still schooling or you're out. When you talk about schooling, we even include the university. So I didn't include university. When I was starting to talk about, I'm just heading that side. So I didn't think that it was supposed to be inclusive in this conversation. But it's still there. So if you can find work and start working. And I want to send shout outs to my family. Debbie, Faith, Eri Wulamu, Jimmy Novi. I love you guys. I really love you, Dalvin, everyone. And everyone watching Case TV, the youth platform.
Yes, Passy.
So my closing remarks. You remember God in Genesis. He worked 6 days, only rested 1. Who are you to rest? All the years of your school life. So we've got to work really. Me, I think you just need to balance these things. Don't get so distracted with work, but also love school, love what you know what makes people give up. I think it's because they are studying what they don't love. But if what you're studying, you love it, you will go for it and also go for work. So I encourage people to do both, not one. Because even God didn't allow himself to work 1 day and rest 6 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
My shout out.
ndabakunda cyane abantu banje bamubende mchenda awo jenzalibwa. Shout out to you guys, I love you so much. I want to send greetings to my church, JCC in Busega. I know you're all watching. I love you so much. Thanks for the support. And to my brothers at home, Enoch, Sam, Mommy, I love you, and Dad, God bless you.
Wisdom.
Bananze mbakoba. Bobanga ngati wafuna bobanga ti wafuna opportunity ejja ku isomero gyokole. Ngati wagenda ku isomero gyokole. Aye bobanga osoma olina okuba nga omixinga bintu bibiri. Olina okuba nga osoma then eno nga bwokola embeere kuba yalazikuba nze mbabuulira gano gonna amazigo geeko abantu byonna ku mixinga nagenda nekola combination yawo nga sigitegera nasookera mu ddeege uyo nawunzikira nkoze giya nekati giya singa nalina senga nokukola senga ndiwa
kudayo ka comedy segment.
But thank you guys, thank you so much. I think let me read some few messages from our people before we close. I know time has gone. So we have Mark David Com telling us good morning. Thank you so much. Good morning to you too. Then also we have Brimo Chloe telling us, hey guys, thank you for the show.
Yeah.
It's Bridget
Thank
from
you for
Nigeria.
watching.
We have to focus and learn how to balance work with school, because in school you really need the money. Thank you so much for sending us your thingy. As for Oliver and your message. As for Oliver and Innocent, we are so sorry we cannot play voice notes, but thank you so much. We shall listen to them and then we shall maybe share them on our Facebook page. Then also Rose, thank you so much for watching. And then also
Everybody
that has Trisha. The person takes us their time to send a message.
Yeah, they need a mention. They need a mention.
Even Sharia from Chibuli giving us the Bible Scramble verse. Thank you so much. Answered your answers correct. So now going back to our Bible Scramble. The Bible Scramble today came from Psalms 23 verse 4. At least I'm so glad this week people are now waking up. People are now told me that they read their Bibles. We have had some people giving us the right answers. So it was, even though I walked through the darkest valley, I'll fear no evil. And
for you are with me.
And the Bible verse came from Psalms 23 verse 4. So, now I would like to close our show, but then before I close the show, I would like to inform you that these lovely guests that you saw here, Christine, Percy, and then with D, they all came from the auditions they had at KSTV. So those who missed, sorry, but yeah. And then also I would like to send our greetings